for moving to Houston to start my new job. I'm very sad to be leaving. It's been wonderful 2 years at Virginia Tech, and when I think about that 2 years are gone so fast, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I'm Kevin Boyle. I'm the head of the Department of Agriculture and Applied Economics here at Virginia Tech. I'd like to encourage students to consider applying to our graduate programs and studying with us. We have an excellent faculty and a great cohort of graduate students. Students have a great opportunity here because they get to study the basic economic concepts and empirical methods, and they also get the opportunity to design a custom research project that gives them applied experience for when they graduate.
Graduate students that enroll in our graduate degree, be it MS or PhD, they're going to be exposed to a number of exciting research areas. One is food and health economics. We have an excellent area in environmental economics. We explore economic geography. We have an outstanding program in agricultural development, okay? and a really strong program in my area in international trade. So these are just some of the areas that graduate students will be exposed to, and then can decide which path or career path they would like to participate.
My name is YUAN. I'm a first-year PhD working with Dr. Wendy Yu and Dr. Kevin Boyle on a health economics project. We're systematically looking at the effect of financial incentives on the participation in weight loss programs.
So my research area has been mainly focused on food and health economics. And I had a wonderful research collaboration environment here, which I really cherish. We are looking at basically from the basic science, the bench science like genetics, to social science like economics, psychology. How can we integrate throughout these different layers of research and collaborate with clinic doctors, practitioners? How can we integrate the research results to actual practice?
I am currently working with Wendy Yu in the field of health economics on my dissertation, which is on childhood obesity, school nutrition programs, and academic performance. And I chose to come to Virginia Tech in the Ag Econ department in order to work with Wendy Yu, and because of my assistantship offer.
I think this is a great place for a PhD student to go through a graduate program, write a dissertation, and do wonderful things beyond, because we offer so many different areas of research and so many different areas of interest. Because I know as a new student, it's oftentimes difficult to already know the area of research that one might end up in. And it is therefore very, very important that beyond the solid training in the basic theory and so on, which pretty much any decent, well-ranked place will be able to deliver, much more important than that is to have a choice of advisors and research areas.
My field of interest is environment evaluation, and I'm working with Dr. Kevin Boyle. Our project is meta-analysis of benefit transfer validity studies, and it's about to get completed. We're using both the parametric and non-parametric methods to estimate our model of interest. And in the future also, I intend to work on environment evaluation projects.
My research involves mainly a focus on agriculture and the environment, and looking at ways to reduce the environmental impact of agricultural practices, increase the sustainability of agricultural production practices. In terms of why I think a student would benefit from a PhD study here, there's a lot of emphasis in our department in working in interdisciplinary teams. A lot of my research is conducted in interdisciplinary teams where we put together teams from a number of different departments to secure funding, and we involve students in work on those teams.
And I'm working in the field of food and nutrition, food and health economics. And I'm working with Dr. George Davis on the evaluation of the nutrition education program.
I think Virginia Tech's a wonderful place to be if you're considering ag and applied economics. One of the big strengths here is our close connection with the Human Nutrition, Food and Exercise Department and other departments. But in my area, I have a joint appointment, as I mentioned, in Human Nutrition, Food and Exercise, and most of the projects I work on have have several faculty members from Human Nutrition, Food, and Exercise.
My research is working with Dr. Jeff Allwang on market access and how access to markets impacts participation in vegetable production and implementation of IPM practices. The Hokie spirit, when I came and visited, was very apparent, and it's nice to have that small campus feel within the department, but a large campus feel when you step outside of our department.
So I'm working with Dr. George Norton, and our research is focusing on how information about agricultural technologies is transferred from the researchers to the farmers in developing countries. Specifically, we're looking at how integrated pest management information is transferred to farmers in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh and Nepal, I talked to a lot of people working at different non-governmental organizations as well as government organizations that are transferring information about integrated pest management to farmers. And I was also able to visit some of the farmers' fields to see how they were implementing the IPM practices in their production.
My research program focuses heavily on economic development. I work in various regions of the world, Africa, Asia, Latin America, as well as the United States. And my program focuses quite a lot on looking at the impacts of new technologies, particularly the impacts of various types of agriculture research, extension programs. And within that, quite a lot also focuses on integrated pest management. That's an interdisciplinary program, and some of that program is international, some of it's domestic. I also have a program as a subpart of that deals with organic agriculture.
My areas of research interest are international trade and policies associated with environmental and climate change. I've been here since July 1989. What has attracted me to come here to begin with is the small town atmosphere. It's very easy to get around. There's a lot of natural amenities, outdoor activities that you can participate in. For an area on the East Coast, there's a lot of outdoor sorts of amenities available for people who live in the area.
I'm working with Dr. Bradford Mills on a program in Mozambique. We are looking at the impact of shocks such as a drought or a flood or the death of a household member on household food expenditures, and hopefully this will allow us to improve the targeting mechanisms employed by social assistance programs so that we can determine the chronic poor separately from the transient poor due to these shocks.
My research focuses mainly on measuring household economic well-being, and particularly how it's affected by policies. And those policies include technology, education, and social assistance programs. One of the things our department does very well is mentoring, and I think that shows up in the, if you look at the publications that students put out with faculty members as they're going through the program. And that shows up if you look at our placement record. We do an outstanding job of placing students in faculty positions around the country. We've placed students in some of the top universities in our field.
What I really liked about the department here is that it's large enough to where you will find someone that's interested in whatever you might be into, whether that's environmental and resource economics, welfare economics, agribusiness, agricultural economics, the economics of education, and it was small enough to where you really do get involved in the faculty's research programs. You have a real opportunity to interact. I felt like I had an advantage going into the job market, and I really did get the job that I wanted, even coming close to difficult employment years right around 2007, 2008.
A unique thing about what I like about the Agriculture Economics Department at Virginia Tech is that you work very close with your advisor, and they push you to write articles, present them in conferences, publish them, and this is really important if you want to be successful in an academic career.
From the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, receiving the Master of Science in Agriculture and Applied Economics, Olivera Jankowska.
The Department of Agriculture and Applied Economics at Virginia Tech.